All right, hopefully you were able to take advantage of the Scarborough Film Festival this past June. It was the first one, so how did it go? We're going to find out. We have the executive director for the Scarborough Film Festival, Sergei Petrov here. Good to have you here. Let's get a little moratorium on this year's first inaugural festival.
Thank you, Val. So the festival passed June. It ran the first week of June, so a couple of months ago. It's hard when you're inside if you're getting married, you don't know how the day goes, right? So it's same thing. It was my effort and a small team of people who put it together. So it was really hard to tell is it good or bad. But
because you're drowning in details when
correct,
it's happening.
Yeah, just so it goes as perfect as possible. So but the response was great. So we had close to sold out shows.
Wow.
Again, it's a first year. It was a 6-day festival. We had 17 films from 10 countries, and we're lucky to also get great media support. I was here back in May before the festival, and Omni Rogers were our sponsors as well, so they helped a lot. So both public and media, as well as industry, we had visiting filmmakers, which.
Other than being in Scarborough, what else makes this festival unique?
Well, the major thing is it is in Scarborough. The reason why we wanted to do a festival, well, in Scarborough, I used to live in Scarborough for the longest time, and most of our volunteers and staff also do. And the main reason is that all the film festivals happening in GTA are downtown, actually. So this is the first film festival, international film festival, held outside of downtown. And it worked in our advantage where we did screenings at the Fox at the beaches, which is East York, which is kind of a gateway to Scarborough, and UFT Scarborough campus as well. So we had 2 venues across 6 days and 17 films again, and it worked in our advantage because nothing like that has ever happened again in the backyard of East York or Scarborough, and that played to his strengths.
That's great. So you had lots of filmmakers, great audience reaction, and you also gave out some awards.
Sure. So we had actually a jury. We had out of the 17 films, we had 6 films in competition. So jury took a look at those, and we had Seth Sutherland, who is a Scarborough native filmmaker, and we had Eli Glasner, who is a CBC reporter, and a couple of others, fantastic people, and they judged in competition films. So there are 3 awards: best director, best feature, and best documentary, was it? Yeah, it fades. It's been a couple of months. It fades. And then we also had audience to vote for their favorite films. So again, they could have voted for anything in competition or out of competition films. And by luck or anything, they chose the best feature. Went to a Toronto-based artist for a documentary feature, Pandi, a great documentary by Maria Soroj Panambalam. And a short film also to a Scarborough native filmmaker. The film was called Little Miss Jihad. A comedy drama, very fun. So yeah, overall it wrapped to a successful kind of year, and people were happy. I was happy.
So even though these films were coming from all over the world, we ended up celebrating some local filmmakers.
For sure, yeah, we had actually more. That was one of our kind of. We wanted to showcase Scarborough and Toronto-based filmmakers.
So here we have some scenes from the last festival. Great turnout. People seem to be having a very good time. Yes. And this was June, right?
Correct. So you have just highlights of the festival, basically. Correct.
That's great.
So there's actually music underneath. But sure.
All right. You've got next year now. So now you have to somehow raise the bar. What's going to be different?
So we're expanding. We hope to go more venues because Scarborough is huge. It's the largest district of GTA. So we're trying to get Cineplex and other venues and then kind of go broader. Also bigger, more films. We had 17 films, so this year we're aiming for 45 films.
Wow.
So a bigger team of programmers and and we're starting our fundraising. Hopefully the sponsors come through and the partners, and so we can actually make it better and bigger.
Where do you go to get the films that will be part of that expanded repertoire?
It's funny that you mentioned that. So we're actually next week we're opening our submissions, and that's our main drive. That kind of filmmakers can submit their films, and we would take a look, and if we like them, we will let them know.
How on earth do you choose?
Previous festival, this past festival, we had 300 submissions that came in, which was really unexpected because it's for the first year. It's really hard to get that many, but we got lucky. I don't know how. So we had a vast variety to choose from, and we also went to other film festivals and saw what they played. Outside of Canada, we wanted to bring something that hasn't played in Canada before. So we tried to look at major film festivals and smaller film festivals in Europe and Asia and East Asia and South Asia and United States and see what they played. So it was a balance, I guess, of submissions films and what we liked from other festivals.
So within a few short days, you're going to be deep into film watching mode, right?
Yes.
As you go through all of the submissions that will be pouring in.
Correct, and we actually got because our time limit of this year was so small, so we had so many great films that come in that we already know that we liked those films from a previous year. So there are a couple of films that we couldn't just fit into our program, short films, and we just said, well, listen, please consider us for next year.
So if you have a film to submit, go to scarboroughfilmfestival.com. All the details are there, right?
Yes,
And submissions open again what day?
October 28th.
Okay,
so
Monday, October 28th. Okay, good luck. Can't wait till next year. We'll have you in later on to promote the festival.
Sure.
Now here's Jaydan with one of our volunteers with your community events.